Good afternoon. My name is Beth Sussman, and thanks for waiting for me while we figured out a couple of technical problems. That was George Gershwin's Summertime, and it sure feels like summertime today in Los Angeles. I've been a volunteer with Create Now for over 20 years, and I just love working with these kids. They are so hungry for the arts. They are so wide-eyed about hearing about art forms that they might not have had too much exposure to, so it's always a pleasure to work with these great kids. Today, I started off with Gershwin, and Summertime is from an opera called Porgy and Bess, which reflects the African-American experience, or an African-American experience. And I thought today it might be fun to actually continue with music that was written by African-American composers. So I'm going to do a little classical, and then I'm going to turn to some jazz in just a little while. I'm going to play a piece called Juba Dance by, well, he was actually born in Canada, but lived in the United States for much of his life. His name was Nathaniel Dett, and the Juba Dance was often a dance to celebrate the end of the work week on Friday afternoon, so it's perfect for today. And the dance had a special rhythm, which was stamp, clap, clap, stamp, clap, stamp, clap, clap. So they would stamp with their foot and then clap, stamp, clap, clap, stamp, clap. And that rhythm is reflected in my left hand, except it'll be a lot faster when I play the piece for you now. Juba Dance. One of the many composers from my hometown, New York City, is Fats Waller. That wasn't his real name. His first name was really Thomas. But he was a pianist and an organist and a composer and entertainer, and he wrote some fabulous tunes. I'm going to play two of his most well-known, Honeysuckle Rose, followed by Ain't Misbehavin'. Valerie Capers is an African-American woman who's a pianist and composer. And she went to my alma mater, Juilliard, and she was the first blind person to graduate from Juilliard, which is pretty amazing. And she writes a lot of rather jazz-influenced or infused music, and I have two very short ones by Valerie Capers. The first one is called Billy's Song and was inspired by Billie Holiday, who's God Bless the Child you just heard. And following that, a tune she wrote called A Taste of Bass, which kind of tries to imitate the stand-up bass. When one thinks of ragtime music, the name Scott Joplin is usually the name that one thinks of. Ragtime is named ragtime because of the syncopation, the ragged time. So it's not, even though there's this nice steady beat, a lot of the rhythm is coming off the beat, not quite on the beat. There was actually a doctor in Germany who, way back in the early 1900s, really believed that ragtime could make you insane. So I'm not quite sure what to say about that, but hopefully this will keep you sane. Scott Joplin's Maple Leaf Rag. finish up with a couple of selections by Duke Ellington. Thanks so much for listening to me. Hope you enjoyed. Music, I think, does actually keep us sane. I know it's keeping me sane. If you're interested in learning more about Create Now and what we bring to kids, please go to createnow.org and see if you can volunteer or perhaps donate or, I don't know, whatever they ask you to do on that website. If you're interested in seeing some of my other YouTube videos, I have a whole series of videos. They're kind of aimed at kids. I play short pieces and talk a little bit about them. I show how the piano works and we look inside the piano. I show how to make some easy instruments with everyday objects. So please check it out, and you can leave comments on those YouTube videos. To find it, let's see if I did this right. I wrote this in the mirror image, so hopefully it's coming up nicely. If you go to youtube.com and then in the search bar put Miss Beth Piano, then you could see what videos might interest you. Look for me with this crazy table that looks like a piano. That's the little picture on the YouTube videos. So hope you'll check that out. And I'm going to finish today with two great tunes by Duke Ellington. I've Got It Bad, and following that, something that's true of all of us right now. Don't get around much anymore. Thanks for listening.